Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Skip Happens. My name is Skip Clark. You know that. I'm the host, Skip Happens. We're joined by a rising Nashville country artist. Her name is McCartney Reinhart. Listen to this. Listen. Here she is. Listen.
Found a Polaroid picture in the back of a bathroom drawer. We both look so different. It's like I don't even know us no more. I remember that day, those waves, our names written down by the shore. We were both feet in, we were sink or swim, we were both on board. How we go from always on the phone to deafening
That's it.
silence.
That's McCartney, and she is known for that powerhouse vocal that you can hear right there. Her vocals so strong. Soulful twang and heartfelt lyrics. McCartney quickly making waves in the industry, growing up in a musical family. We're going to talk about that here in just a little bit. To performing across the Southeast. She's a name you'll want to remember, as you can tell from right there. And we'll talk about that here in just a little bit. By the way, that's like her new single that is... I don't know if it dropped yet or it's going to drop this week, like maybe tomorrow.
It dropped last Friday.
Last Friday. I knew there was a Friday in there.
Yes.
It's time to dive into her journey, her sound, and what's next. McCartney, look at you.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Man, it's so good to see you. I know you've been on Skip Happens before. We did all
yes.
this. It was a while ago, but...
Yeah, it was fun. Thank you for having me back.
Oh, absolutely. Well, you reached out, and I'm so glad you did because... I mean, you were great last time, and now I'm listening to, like, this new single. I mean, you're evolving into quite the powerhouse.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're so welcome. Where are you right now?
I am just in my apartment right now
In Nashville.
in Nashville. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you right downtown, or are you just outside of Nashville a little bit?
I'm a little bit outside of Nashville.
Good move.
So, yeah, we're about 20 minutes out.
Yeah, that's easy.
Yeah.
So easy in,
It's
easy out.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, McCartney, just talking about your voice a little bit, I know it's been described as a mix of blues, soul, and classic country. How would you describe your sound?
I think I would describe it kind of like that. I think I definitely have kind of like a blues influence.
Mm-hmm.
Being from like Georgia, I feel like that played in, and my ancestor Django Reinhardt was also
Yes.
a blues musician, so
Huge.
I think that kind of got passed down, and like I didn't realize it as much until I started putting the dots together that, like, he was in my family, and so then I was like, okay, that must be where some of that comes from.
Yeah,
And
go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, but yeah, I think, and then with my accent mixed into it, it gives it definitely the more country vibe too. So
Yeah, no, I love that. I love that. I love your accent.
Thank you.
It's really good. But you talk about, would he have been your great-grandfather?
So he was a little bit further back.
Further
I
back.
I
Okay.
don't know the exact
Okay.
relation. I think it's more of like an uncle or cousin,
He was a
but
jazz superstar. I mean, just
he was so
great.
good. I watch
So good.
videos sometimes and I'm
Yeah.
like, my God, like that's crazy that I was related to this guy.
That's awesome. Is so you got music in your blood, so to speak. So are you the only one in your family besides you and him that play music?
So almost every generation of my family plays music. So my dad is a bassist and
Okay.
he plays for me a good bit.
Love it.
And he, travels with me, and it's really nice for him to be on stage with me, and it's so much fun.
I was going to ask, what's it like with your dad standing behind you? I mean, that's got to be like, I mean, is it cool, or is it like, oh my God, that's my dad, I got to behave?
No, I really enjoy it. Like, I am so close to my parents, so they're my best friends,
Oh, that's
really.
awesome.
So I've never been like the type of teenager to be like, oh my God, my parents are around, I gotta act good, like I treat them like my best friends. So
How long have you actually been in Nashville?
so this past May was 3 years that I've been
Okay.
here.
Okay.
So it's been a little bit now, but I'm still I'm still new, but I'm starting to get settled in more. So
What would you say is your biggest challenge right now? You've only been there 3 years. They say that's a 10-year town, and I firmly believe that because, I've talked to so many independents like yourself, and they've been there 7, 8, 9, 10 years, and then all of a sudden it's like, wow, I did it. So,
yeah, I mean, it's definitely encouraging to
mhm.
know that like I've got like 7 more years left
Well, you got a
until
lot
I'm at
more
my
than that.
10-year mark. But and I kind of don't know how to count it. Like I came up here when I was 14 for the first time. I was almost 15. So I've been
Oh,
here
wow.
4 years, but only lived here 3 years. So I don't
Hmm.
know
Hmm. Hmm.
if I'm in my third, fourth year, but somewhere around there. So,
Hmm. Hmm.
but if I ever get down, I'm like, it's okay. People have been here way longer than I have. And just now, breaking. And so
Yeah.
it is definitely encouraging when I get down to think that I'm only a few years into
Yeah, but
living
that's
here.
huge. And look where you are, though. I mean, you're putting a song out to radio. You've done this before, and
Thank you.
if I was to, I'd listen to your voice, and I would never think you are. And I don't mean this in any bad way. That you're very young, but on the record you sound very mature and soulful and full, and it's like wow.
Thank you. No, I appreciate that so much.
Tell me a little bit about your songwriting. You do a lot of that on your own, correct?
I
If not
do.
all?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. And can you walk me through that process a little bit? Tell me about your creative side and how you come up with those ideas and what have you.
Yeah, so I do co-writes
Hmm.
sometimes, and then I also write on my own a lot. I usually feel like I can come up with better ideas just when it's just me
Yeah.
because I'm like, it's sometimes hard when you're co-writing because everybody's got these ideas they're throwing out, and then you like forget your idea that you had. And so I I feel like I can work a little bit better when I'm just writing by myself, but usually if I'm writing by myself, it's different than in a co-write, the process
Hmm.
of it.
Hmm.
I usually start off with chords that I like if I'm by myself, and then just start like playing through it, and I kind of just start like mumbling lyrics until something
Something
sticks.
comes out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get
And
it.
that's usually like I usually have no basis I go off of when I
Uh,
just sit down writing by myself, and I just start kind of working it out. And sometimes I'll sit like till 2, 3 in the morning just in
oh,
my bed
wow. That's not
trying
good.
to,
Yeah.
but it, I feel like I can just function better at night when everybody's asleep, which is really inconvenient because I live in an apartment and I'm like playing at 3 in the morning. But,
Yeah, but
but
it's Nashville. You know that's
it
happening.
is.
So
Yeah.
it's no big deal, I guess.
So,
But
yeah, but like, and then co-writes, I
mhm.
usually I have a list of ideas that I have, so like they'll just come out of nowhere sometimes, but I just have a list on my notes in my phone, and so I walk into a co-write, they're like, okay, what do we want to write about today? And I'm like, well, I've got a few ideas. If you want to share your ideas, we'll talk about it. And then we kind of then go into the same thing, except we have an idea with that. I still start mumbling stuff and playing chords, but I kind of have an idea of what I'm doing at a co-write.
Yeah.
So
So is when you walk into a co-write, is it like me going into work and seeing everybody? So you walk into a co-write and it's like you're going to work because everybody, it's okay. What do you want to write about? What are we going to do today? What do we want to be the end result? Is that how it all works? Yeah,
yeah, it
pretty
really
much.
is.
Yeah.
And it's weird being a creative thing also because it's like you're having to learn how to cut on the creativity and
Hmm.
not
Right.
during that
Right.
3 hour session, which
Right.
was kind of hard for me at first because I was like, well, my ideas just come like at random times, and like I don't know, it felt harder to do, but you kind of have to just train your
Hmm.
mind to,
Hmm.
okay, when I sit down, you got to start thinking, getting creative. And so I'm more used to it now, but it is an odd
Yeah, it's kind of a
thing.
weird feeling, I think, sometimes when
It is.
you gotta spill your guts. What about, and that being said, how
Yeah.
do you channel your personal experiences into your lyrics? I mean, do you do that? I mean,
I do most of the time.
Relationships or anything that's going on. It's like maybe you've had a bad day and you've got a thought on your mind and you want to write about it. Is that how it works?
Yeah, I usually just kind of write what I'm feeling that
Yeah.
day. Like I went into a co-write, I guess it was Tuesday of this week, so
Hmm.
like 2 days ago, and I was like, I'm just feeling like sad girl vibes today. Can we write about that? And he was like, Yeah, of course. But
Exactly.
it's just kind of what I'm feeling in the day, or things that have heavily been on my mind. Like
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
I have anxiety and depression, and so if something is like
Yeah.
bothering me, I that's usually what comes out in my writing.
But I think we're all there when it comes to anxiety and depression because I can put my hand up as well. Um, but I think that makes you a better songwriter because
Thank you.
you're able, and I think it's like therapy, right? Well, I mean, sitting down to write could be like therapy.
It
I'm
so is, yes.
just spelling out what's going on and what you're thinking and putting it all together. I would think.
Yeah, definitely. Like I'm a person, I don't really hide anything. I'm like an open book, really. So
Hmm.
at
Hmm.
every write, it's like a mini therapy session, and then you start writing.
Hmm.
So it's nice. It helps. So
Yeah. No, and I've heard that. I've heard that from other artists as well. They say,
Mhm.
writing is like my therapy.
It
So,
is. Yeah.
you get it all out.
That's how I got into writing. I
Mm,
was going through a really
cool.
tough
Yeah.
time right after my grandma died,
Wow.
and I that was the only way that I could channel it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's how I
No,
got into it.
and exactly what you're doing, McCartney, is you're expressing your feelings. And one thing I always say, and I've been doing this quite a while, especially the radio thing, is that
Mhm.
country music is, and I call it the soundtrack to our lives. It's, I'll be listening to a song and go, holy crap, did so and so write that about me?
Yes.
Because it's all real life and
Yeah.
you're only human. You have relationships. We have a lot of that going on. And it's like we can all relate to what's going on to a certain extent. So,
Yeah. That's what I
exactly.
love about country is like you don't have to be fake, and
Hmm.
you can
Hmm.
just be real and your authentic self. And I think it's hard to remember that sometimes because everything else as far as the music business is not
Hmm.
except
Hmm.
country. But that
Yeah.
that's what kind of drew me to doing country
Yeah.
was just the authenticity of it.
What else do you listen to? You listen to pop, rhythmic, hip hop.
I
Tell me
listen
what you get down to.
Yeah, I listen to almost anything.
Really.
Like
It's a mood
my
thing.
it is, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So like if I am having a good day, I'm gonna play like Outcast,
Yeah. Well, hey,
um,
yeah. I
like
love it.
like
Yeah.
Usher, Flow Rida. That's if I'm having a really good day. But like, play some Taylor if I'm having a bad day or
Ah, it's a
sad.
relationship right there. That's like,
Yeah.
not feeling it today. But Taylor Swift is my girl. I can only imagine. So,
I'm such a big Swiftie.
well, there you go. That's good. Have you been to
So
a Swiftie show? Have you been to one of her shows?
I have,
Yeah.
yes.
How many?
Two.
Two. All right. All
Mhm.
right.
I
Yeah.
went to the Reputation tour and the Eras tour.
Hmm.
So I was only 12 at the first one. So,
Ah, I know. Now, obviously, I'm a little bit older. I could probably be your dad. But Taylor Swift, when she first came out, I think I gave her first or second, no more than that, radio interview. And she
that's
came into town.
crazy.
We're in Syracuse, and I was working at another radio station at the time. And she came in with her label rep and her mom,
Mhm.
and she sang Tim McGraw. And she
Hmm.
changed some of the words. I have three beautiful daughters,
Mhm.
and she changed the words. She used their names in place of some of the names in the song.
Oh.
Yeah, and I have it somewhere on a hard drive. Do you think
Hmm.
I can find it? Nope. But I will not give up looking because that just means
Hmm.
so much.
That is
Yeah.
so neat.
Yeah, and I still have the thank you card that she wrote. So,
Oh.
and then
Hmm.
I go, yeah, wow, now look it.
Yeah.
So, and that could be you. So, I'm just
Thank
saying,
you.
something to look forward to. Where you said you're originally from Georgia.
I am,
Yeah.
yes.
Whereabouts in Georgia?
I'm from kind of halfway between Atlanta and Chattanooga.
Okay.
So north of Atlanta, about like
Little town?
45 minutes. Very small town.
Okay.
So all we have in the town is Reinhart College, which my ancestors started. So
Really? Is the
Yeah,
town
it's
called Reinhart? Just
the town is called Waleska,
okay.
and it was actually because the Native Americans befriended the Reinhardts,
Oh,
and they named it after her.
wow.
So, yeah,
Interesting. If I
it's a
was,
neat history.
it is very interesting.
Thank
Wow.
you.
So if I was to drive into your hometown, let's say I'm on the main drag coming into town, heading
Yeah.
for that first intersection, what would be the first thing I would see?
It would probably, well, there's only one intersection. So there's like on the little intersection, there's like the college on one side, and then there's like a church and a gas station.
Okay.
That's like all there is. And
Yeah.
then we have a Subway, post office.
Sandwich shop, maybe. I'm just
Yeah,
saying. Yeah.
Dollar General. That's
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah. So if you
So,
wanted to go somewhere, I mean, let's say you wanted to go into town, where would you go?
so we would go to Canton.
Okay.
And it was only like 6 miles from us. That's like where my grandma had her flower shop.
Oh,
And so it was like it wasn't far at all. So it would be like a 10-minute drive to go to
yeah.
Target. And Canton had like everything a suburban area has. Like we had Target, Walmart,
Dollar
Publix.
General.
Yeah.
I'm just, it's the
Yeah.
same thing here too. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that's we were about 10 minutes from, where we would get groceries and shop.
Yeah, I'm going to take it back a little bit. You were nominated for Teen Artist of the Year at the Georgia Country Awards. What was that experience like for you?
It was actually, so I was in my first year of high school,
Hmm.
and it was during COVID. It was such a weird time. Like, I look back and I think that was such a weird time in my life during lockdown and everything. And I started high school. Like, we had to wear a mask the first day. It was so weird.
Mm,
But I remember I was sitting out on my porch, and it was after school, and I was just scrolling on Facebook. And that's how I found out I was nominated for it.
really?
Yeah, I
Nobody
didn't get it.
called you. Nobody reached
No.
out and said, "Hey, McCartney, we got some good news for you."
Yeah,
Instead,
like
you're
me and
just on your socials, just scrolling through Facebook, and you go, "Holy crap,
me and my
that's me."
mom, we were like, "Oh."
What an honor, though. What an honor.
It was really neat. And I'm trying to think. I hadn't released a song at that point either.
Hmm.
So it was really shocking to me. I was like, I don't even have any music out yet. And so I went, and it was so much fun. It was at the Crazy Bull in
Okay.
Macon, which is where like Jason Aldean got
Yeah,
started.
yeah. Macon, Georgia. Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely. Absolutely.
So it was really fun, but I was so young, I just wasn't expecting it, and so it was a funny way to find out.
It was, you say maybe like a holy crap moment where you had to pinch yourself and go, yeah, did this really just happen? But nobody told
Yeah,
me?
yeah, it was one of those moments where my
Yeah.
mom told me, and I was like, really?
I
She was
love
like,
it.
no, yeah, yeah.
I love it.
So
Tell me about your parents. Very supportive of what you do, I would
they
assume.
are,
They are.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
Now,
they're so
did they
good.
move with you to Nashville?
They did, yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I was 15 when we got our
Oh,
apartment here.
nice.
So we just all moved up. We sold our house. We sold my dad's business.
Wow.
We opened a new one here,
Yeah.
but we literally left everything in Georgia and just picked up and moved.
That
So,
is such a good story because just to know that you have the support of two loving parents that want to give you what you want to do. And they're going to
I'm
give you
so
that
thankful.
opportunity. And they said, let's go. We're going to move. We're going to do this. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm so thankful
Oh,
that,
absolutely.
that I'm
Absolutely.
able to do this and that they're
Mhm.
able to do it with me.
What is it? Do you do anything else? I mean, do you work during the day or?
Um, I work on Broadway playing.
Oh, you do.
So
So you hit up the so-called honky tonks, or maybe a
yes.
Tootsie's, or you go down to Jack's Barbecue or one of those
Yeah.
places. And yeah, yeah.
So that is my job, I guess.
No,
So
I get you.
that's how I make all my money, and then I
Yeah.
put it back into my
To what you
music.
do. I get you.
So,
How, like what time of the day do you play at?
it kind of depends. I've done anywhere from like my shift yesterday that I had, it was a 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.,
Okay, that's not too bad.
which is actually really nice because
Yeah,
then you
it's
can
not
just like
crazy.
you're done for the day after 2, and then, you know, but I've done all of them. Like I've done 2 to 6. So those are pretty
Okay.
good. They're
Yeah,
afternoon,
but the
and
nighttime show's got to be like, holy crap, there's a ton of people here. And,
yes,
it gets crazy.
especially like 6 to 10s are
Yeah.
pretty crowded, and I played 10 to closes.
Oh,
So
wow.
10 p.m. to 2 a.m.
Hmm.
So those are the ones that get like crazy, and I
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah. Been
don't.
there. I know.
Yeah,
I'm like
like
the old man on Broadway when that's happening. It's like I tell my wife, "Come on, we got to go back to the hotel. We're not. This isn't going to work for us. There's so
no,
many
like
bachelorette parties, just a lot of stuff going on that just a lot of people. And when you get a lot of people together, there's certain things that happen and this and that. It's like, okay, I'd rather not be down here. But if you go to Broadway,
yeah.
go during the day. That's why I said 10 to 2 is awesome.
It is. It was
You know?
great, and like I love little kids coming in, and
Yeah.
it's that makes my day. Even though you wouldn't think a lot of kids would come down into bars on Broadway, but they actually
How
do.
I got to ask because we have a lot of viewers, a lot of listeners that would love to go to Nashville. I've had
Hmm.
the opportunity to do it several times every year. But how important is the tip jar for somebody like you that's playing? It's probably your only funds, right? I mean, that's how you're getting paid, more or
It
less.
almost is.
Yeah, yeah.
It's by far the majority
Hmm.
of the money we make. Like, we'll get a check from the club at the end of the shift,
But
and
that's
then we
bare
split it.
minimum.
It's like anywhere from
Yeah,
50 to 100 a person for
yeah,
four
yeah.
hours, which isn't bad, but if that's your only job,
Yeah, no, I
tips
know. That's
definitely
why,
help.
you don't have to tell me the amounts, but I'm trying to reinforce the fact that anybody that's watching this or listening to this, whether you're watching it live now or you watch the replay, that when you go to Nashville and you walk Broadway and you walk into one of these bars and somebody's playing and you see that tip jar, that's pretty much their bread and butter. So if you're
Yeah.
enjoying it, help them out. So
Yes. It helps so much. And like we do it to where $20 gets your song to the top of the list that you want to hear played. So that always, kind
what
of.
is I know I want to talk about the new single, but what would you say when you play out, what is one of the most requested songs for you to play?
Um, well, we have 2 songs on Broadway that are $100 songs because they're requested so much.
Okay, that's yeah. Let me guess, is it Garth?
Um, it is Charlie Daniels.
South's gonna do it again? No. Yeah. Oh, the devil went down to Georgia. Yep.
Hmm.
Okay.
And Leonard Skinner,
Yeah, a little Sweet Home Alabama or Freebird.
Freebird. So yeah. So every time we're down there, I'm like, just letting everybody know it doesn't have to come from one
I
person,
love it.
but if you want to put a little in the bucket and then we can all build up to 100, we can play that for y'all. Just let us know.
Yeah,
So
just got to
it's
do it.
been requested so much, that's why
I
they
was
are
kind of
100.
curious. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense to me. I figured maybe friends in low places too, just because. But
That's a pretty common one as far as like the songs that women do that I can
mhm.
sing. It's a pretty standard list of probably like 20 songs, or I might have like 30 to 40 on mine, just
Mhm. Do
to
you
fill.
have you played Tootsies?
I have, yeah.
Yeah. And do you have this? Do you play with the same guys all the time, or it's just whoever's up there gets up there and does their thing?
So at Tootsie's, they have a circuit, and they have
Ah,
Tootsie's, Rippies, Honky Tonk Central, and Kid Rocks. So they book for all those clubs.
I got you. Okay. Okay.
And they will just put you with somebody. They're like the only clubs down there that do that.
Hmm. Hmm.
But if they just send you your schedule and
Hmm.
put you with a band, but all the other clubs, you bring your own band.
I
So
love it.
they just like Tootsie's, they book each person individually in the band and then just send them all together. But
Gotcha.
at the rest of the clubs,
I didn't know that.
yeah, it's interesting, but like
Yeah.
it's nice if you don't have time to get a band together. You're like, hey, I'll just play
Yeah.
there,
I
you
got
know?
these guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
I,
So
yeah.
yeah, it's weird, but
I'll throw a name out there. Do you know Jason Teska?
I've heard of him. I don't
He
know if I've
plays
met him.
guitar. He's a hell of a guitar player. When somebody needs a guitar player, he'll go out on the road with them. But
Really?
but he plays at Tootsie's quite often, or he did. I mean, whenever I'm in town, I'll swing in there and see if he's playing or not. But yeah, he plays there quite. He did. I don't know. I haven't talked to him in a couple of months, but it was pretty much a regular thing for him when he was in town. So
Yeah. Yeah.
really good.
It's fun down there.
Is there? I know you just. Let's talk about the new single. Let's talk about it. Tell me.
Okay.
I want you to tell everybody what is it, why you wrote it, and what are we doing with it.
So this song is called Two Ships, and I wrote it based on the poem of Two Ships Passing in the Night.
Okay.
So me and my co-writers came in, and it was actually snowing the day we wrote it.
In Nashville.
It was.
Okay.
And but I was like, I'm so sick of this. I want to write about a summer song. Like I need it to be warm, and so I'm just going to write about this. And so I had an idea though, and it was like about when two people are so in love
Yeah.
and they see each other every day, and then they turn to strangers.
I love it. I'm playing it in the background as you talk.
Thank you.
So, yeah. But so now you put it out. It dropped last week. I love this. Listen, we'll do this again. Hope you don't mind.
In the back of a bathroom drawer.
What a voice.
We both look so different. It's like I don't even know us no more.
It's called Two Ships.
I remember that day, those waves, our names written down by the shore. We were both feet in, we were sink or swim, we were both on board. How'd we go from always on the phone to deafening silence? How'd we get from every sunset to living on our own damn island? I was your lifeline, you were mine, like guiding lights in the dead of night. How'd we go from three little words rolling right off of our lips to two ships?
There it is, man. I'll tell you, I just, I started off the podcast with that, and it just, man, girl, you're just so full and so soulful. And now the band, you recorded that right in Nashville, I would assume.
I did, yes.
You did. Now, is this a band you play with all the time, or were they what they call the studio musicians?
So actually, I kind of have a unique way of doing it, not like most people here in Nashville. A lot of people just bring the players in and record it in the studio. But the guy that plays on my stuff, his name's Baggio, and he lives in the Netherlands.
Oh, wow.
And so he records it while we're on, like, it's called Session Wire. And so me, him, and my producer get on there and kind of work it all out, and then he records it and sends over the file.
That is
he
so
played,
cool.
Yeah, he played every instrument on it, and he's so talented.
Yeah,
So
I've seen, I'm always on YouTube looking around and seeing what people are doing, but I've seen artists do that, and not necessarily only in the country format, but other genres as well, where, you may have five guys in a band and they are in five different parts of the world, and they bring it all together, and it's like, are you kidding me? This is so
it's
good.
crazy.
Yeah. I love that. So have you met him? I mean, has he come over to the States? Have you been there?
I have never met him in person. I've
Okay.
just talked to him over Zoom and Session Wire,
Gotcha.
but he's such a nice guy, and he is able to get the tones that I like, since I do like kind of European influence sounds. So he's so good, and I'm really thankful that me and him and my producer all work together.
Oh my God, that's so good. And how did you meet him?
It was through my producer.
Gotcha.
So I went in. I actually met my producer here in Nashville. It was just at a writer's round. And I kind of looked over and I was like, he sounds familiar. His name's Sean Rogers. And I thought, I
Okay.
think I know of him. And so I Googled on my phone. I was like, Sean Rogers, producer. And I was like, yes. And so he had produced Bailey Zimmerman's first song.
Oh, wow.
And so I was like, yes, I've heard of him. And so I just walked up to him and I was like, I would love to work with you. And he was like, I would love to work with you. And I was like, perfect. So then we got a write set up, and I've been working with him for the past few years. So
Yeah, I love this. I just posted Jason, who's been a follower of the Skip Happens podcast. He's also a radio programmer in the Midwest. So this is a good thing. He comes on here and says, wow, she's really good. Sounds like another Carrie.
Oh,
So,
thank you so much.
now, how cool is that, though? I mean, somebody to say that it sounds like another Carrie, but you know what? You do, but you don't. You are you. You are McCartney Reinhart. You have your own style and your own way. I get where it's coming from that maybe sounds like another Carrie, but there's always that little bit of a difference. And I think that's very good that, you're that way. So,
Thank you.
yeah.
I used to have, like, I remember when I was little, my voice was always lower than other girls my age. Like, I would be
Mhm.
singing in kindergarten or something on the way to school, and I thought, I don't know if I like my voice. Like, it's lower, but I've learned to like the uniqueness of my
Mhm.
voice more. But when I was little, I was like, I wish I sounded like everybody else. But I'm thankful for that now.
Yeah, you don't want to sound like everybody else. You want to
Yeah.
do your own thing. This is you. This is McCartney. I love
Yeah,
it. I love it.
definitely.
And I love that name, by the way, McCartney
Thank
Reinhart.
you.
And that is
You.
so cool. When you're not performing or writing music, what do you love to do to just kind of forget about everything else, to unwind?
I love being outside.
Okay.
Just like we have a balcony
It's too
here,
hot,
and
but go ahead.
it it is. But I don't mind the heat.
No,
Like
I know.
I sit out there. I go to the pool. I do like being outside a
Hmm.
lot,
Hmm.
and then I like to paint and
Oh,
just kind of
nice.
like do kind of art stuff
Yeah.
when if I don't feel like going
Like,
outside.
what would you paint?
So
What?
um, it kind of depends on the day, and I kind of don't know what to sometimes. Like sometimes it'll be like a sunset,
Oh,
or
nice.
I I love rainbows because they're like a spiritual thing for me.
Mm-hmm. I
And
get it.
so I do those a lot, or just whatever I'm feeling. If it's summer, I'll like try to paint a sea turtle or something. I don't know. So
No, I get
depends.
it. I get it.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool. Do you like any sports? Gordy's asking, ask her the money question. Does she like baseball?
I do like baseball.
Do you go to the
Yes,
Sounds?
I do. Yeah, I love the
Yay.
Sounds, but I'm a Braves girl at heart. But I do like going to the Sounds game. It's a lot more easy to go
Mm.
to a Sounds game than the Braves because they're
No,
minor league.
no,
So
no, absolutely. And they're one
yeah,
level below the majors. They're AAA baseball. So you see a lot of those players that go up and down. I talk about this every podcast I do pretty much. We're a big baseball family.
really.
So, and here in Syracuse, we're the Mets. And of course, we
Hmm.
have the New York Mets and we're the AAA affiliate, the Syracuse Mets. So it's
Okay.
fun. It's fun to go to the games because you see a lot of these players that are major league, yet they're down either on rehab or they're down at this level for one reason or another. Maybe they need a little work on hitting or catching or batting, like I said, or whatever, running. But that's what they do. Jason also asking another great question. I don't know if you can see it if I show it here, but are her parents Beatles fans because of the McCartney reference? So
Yes, they are massive Beatles fans.
love it.
So that they like knew right when, even before I was born, they were like, we're gonna name our little girl McCartney. And so they always loved that name. And
Oh my
my
God.
dad, being a bassist, like loves Paul McCartney and
Oh my
everything.
God.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Puts
they
on a great show. Still at his age, he's phenomenal. Just
yeah.
unbelievable. Ask your
I
dad, he'll
saw
tell you.
him.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, my first concert was him when I was 8.
Dad took you.
And
Said, come on, let's go.
yeah, it was crazy. It was so good. And like I remember I literally would not get up the whole time. Like my mom was like, I'm gonna go, like, do you want to go to the t-shirt
Hmm.
stand? I was like, I don't want to miss one song. So I just sat there the whole time.
Did you
And
know the music though? I mean, oh,
I did some of it,
yeah.
but I mean not near as much
Yeah,
as
like
I.
mom and dad were singing every word to every song, I'm sure.
Yes,
Yeah,
but I
exactly.
listened to him a lot after the concert. Like, I just got one of
Hmm.
my dad's CDs and listened to it like every day.
Hmm.
But I knew some of the songs, but that was kind of what really got me listening to him after that. And he was like 72 at the time, put on a great show.
Do
So,
you, for example, we got two ships. before you did anything with that, did you play it for mom and dad and go, okay, I need your honest opinion about this?
Yes, I do that with all my
Do
songs.
you?
And we send it to my cousin back in Georgia.
Okay.
And I'm like, please tell me what you think about this because I need an opinion. So she always helps me with all that. And like my best friend back in Georgia, my boyfriend,
Hmm. Hmm.
everyone around me, I'm like, do you like it? Do you not? What do we think?
Yeah. And
So
how well do you handle criticism when they go, McCartney, I don't know if I like that, or I don't know, I want you the way you sing this verse, or how do you handle all that? It's like, what do you mean? I love it. No, I'm just
it
kidding.
kind of it depends on the day, really. If I'm having a good day, I'm like, okay. But if I'm not, I'm like, no, no, I'm putting that out because you
Yeah.
said not to.
Right.
So
Exactly. Yes. Just do the opposite. Yeah.
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 But this one, I was like, right when I wrote it, I was like,
Hmm.
this is my favorite song I've ever written. And I was like, I'm putting it out.
Hmm.
So
I love it. I like no, and I could see that doing something, and hopefully not only here locally, but others pick up on it. And do you have a team pushing it to radio?
I do. I'm working with like, I have my team around me, but
Hmm.
I'm also doing some of it myself
Yeah, it's
also.
hard. It's
It
hard.
is.
I'm not saying you
But
can't do it, but it takes a lot of time, and there's going to be a lot of doors closing in your face. There's going to be a lot of doors opening. So
yeah, yeah.
it takes a little bit of time. But other artists, more and more artists now are doing it on their own. I mean, a good example, Drew Baldridge. She's somebody's
Yes.
daughter. I've known Drew for years, but
Hmm.
he paid out of his own pocket, had his
Yeah,
own little record label. He called radio stations. He did it all on his own. And look what
that's
happened. That
crazy.
song went to number one. It may have taken a little bit of time.
Hmm.
Great song, went to number one. And
Yeah,
now, So
yeah.
I got a text from him
It's
the other
tough.
day. I got a text from him and said, I finally got a tour bus. I went, wow, that's so cool.
That's
But you know
neat.
what? And the same thing could happen with you. And that's
Thank
awesome.
you.
Awesome. Do you play full when you're at the club? Are you playing a full band? Is that a full band show?
I do,
You
yes.
do.
And then I do like acoustic writers rounds
Hmm.
here in
Hmm.
town. So those are I do both ends of the spectrum kind
I
of.
got you.
So
McCartney, what's one thing fans might be surprised to learn about you?
um I trying to think. It's
Hmm.
hard when when you get to like sometimes I'll think like that's a weird thing about me, but then I don't
No.
remember when I'm thinking about it. Um Probably that I really, even though music is my job, that's still the one thing that I do that makes me happy the
Yeah,
most
that's
and
awesome.
that really kind of grounds me in times of
Yeah, when there's
anxiety, depression.
something's going on, you've got music to fall back on, and you know what they say, and I think everybody would agree. Maybe not, but I hope everybody would. That music brings everybody together.
It
Music
does.
is the backbone of our lives, so to speak. It doesn't
Yes.
matter what genre it is, but music will bring us together.
It so does. Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm.
I and any group of people, it doesn't matter if they speak the same language.
Hmm.
It's crazy what music can do to people. And I especially notice that like playing downtown
Hmm.
because there will be people that are not from America down there, but
Right.
it's still like just people bond over it.
It does. It doesn't matter who you are.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what color you are. Doesn't matter what you believe in. Music will bring us all together,
Yeah.
and that's pretty awesome. That's pretty
It
awesome. So,
is. Yeah.
yeah. But, it's just seeing you. You're still really young. Nashville, 3 years, and hopefully a whole lot more. I could see that
Yes.
happening. Uh, what is you've played out and about with the full band? Can you describe maybe an experience that was a little bit off the wall? Anything ever happened like where you were on stage and went, "Holy crap! I can't believe this." You'll never forget it. In other words,
There, my God, there's so many
so
on
many, right?
Broadway.
Yeah.
It's like they're normal by the point when you
I'm
play
sure
down
they
there a
are.
long time.
It's like some of the things we probably can't mention here, but go ahead.
It's Definitely people getting kicked out for getting a little
It's like, oops.
touchy with people. Um, there's, oh my God, one time there was this lady and it was her birthday
Hmm.
and she was dancing to Chicken Fried and she she fell
Oh, no.
and hit a stool on the way down.
And took down somebody else? Or no?
And
Go ahead.
like everyone like gathered around her and I was like, what is going on? Like the ambulance comes so much to Broadway. And it's just like a normal thing of the day. You're like, who's fallen?
Yeah.
Because
Who's
it's
going
just
now?
like,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, it's just like a normal occurrence. And so because people get so drunk, they just fall all over the place and knock other people over. And
Yeah. Yeah.
so that was one of the times that I was like,
So do you stop when that happens and you're up there on that stage and do you stop playing or you just continue to do what you do?
I'll kind of get through the song
Yeah.
and then I'll be
Okay.
like, is everybody okay over there? So yeah,
It,
that's,
yeah. I love that Jason's asking some great questions
yeah,
tonight.
thank you.
Jason, you ought to come on and be my co-host. Says, have any other artists checked her show out on Broadway that she loves seeing? Have you noticed anybody?
So the people that I've met in the industry that are like bigger people, they don't really like to come down to Broadway much. Like, and a lot of locals don't really go down there. It's
Yeah,
mostly
yeah. Well, the
tourists.
locals don't. Yeah, they want to. That's why I asked in the beginning, like, where do you live? Do you live close to downtown? Because, you don't want to be in the middle of that. Plus, it goes to all hours of the morning, and you hear the sirens and the
Yes.
people yelling, and there could be fights and people doing this and that. It's crazy. It's crazy. But that being said, I'm not dissing Nashville at all. I love Nashville, best city in the world.
I love it.
Yeah, no, exactly. You never know who you're going to see or when. You have to experience. It's just that there's a good time and a bad time to go down on Broadway in the way of just if you don't like being in crowds, don't go to Broadway at night, but go in the morning. So there's still a lot to see. There's a lot of history. There's the Mother Church. The Ryman is right around the corner. And which, by the way, have you stepped foot on that stage yet?
I have not.
You will.
Only in the tour. I have. But thank you.
Were you at the country radio seminar a couple of years ago when they do lunch at the Ryman? Were you by chance there? Oh, she's gone. I was going to ask her if she had been there. At the Ryman Auditorium, we go to a country radio seminar. I've done that well over 20 years. And one of the major labels, what they do is they have lunch in the Ryman Auditorium and everybody gets a box lunch. But the label that's putting it on brings out every single one of their artists to play at least one song. Here's another, if there's radio people watching, I know, Jason, I don't know if you've been there or not, but it's something to experience because you do get to see all the artists and there's always a surprise at the end. And for anybody like McCartney to step foot on that stage as a new artist, to stand there in the middle of that stage, it has to be just a feeling like no other because that's the Mother Church. It's right downtown. I know they have the Grand Ole Opry, but this is also the Grand Ole Opry, but they call it the Mother Church. And if you're going to Nashville, highly recommend that you check that out as well. And of course, take the walk on Broadway. Just, you got to pick the right time to go. But Nashville, no, I'm not dissing it at all. It's just one of the greatest cities in the world. It's the most fun. You never know who you're going to see. You could go to a grocery store. You could be standing behind Tim McGraw at the line to check out. I'm not kidding. It's happened. So all that. I'm hoping McCartney will pop back in here in a moment or two. Just keep an eye on things here, and hopefully she'll pop in. But if you have any questions or anything I can answer for you while I have you here. Jason Vince Gill singing Go Rest High on that mountain for Mindy McCready. Oh, my God. That was a moment. I watched that. I saw the video of that. Also, Charlie Daniels, when they did the tribute to him. Of course, Vince coming on stage and doing that, Go Rest High on that mountain. Absolutely. It's just, wow. Absolutely. So I'm hoping McCartney's going to pop in here any moment or two. I'm keeping an eye on the screen because I'm solo right now. But, hey, that's the way it goes. So Anyway, you know what? I bet she's going to come back on. It's going to be, Skip, I'm sorry. My phone went dead. Let's watch. Let's wait and see what happens. So she's running around right now looking for a charger in her apartment. And she's probably, because she's with her mom and dad, it's probably like, Mom, Dad, where's my charger? Where's my charger? You can plug it in. Phone's going to come back up and she's going to pop on here any second. Maybe. Let's hope. But then again, you never know. You never, ever know. This is Skip Happens. And by the way, while I do have you, if you haven't noticed, I love to talk. So if you haven't subscribed to Skip Happens, just go to YouTube, search Skip Happens, and subscribe. Please help me out with that as we take this to the next level. We are so close to hitting that mark. So close. So if you wouldn't mind helping out, that would be greatly appreciated. And as you know, I've been doing this a long time, and the connection that I have with Nashville and a lot of my colleagues in radio. No, Jason, it is not time for some Skip stand-up comedy. No, it is not. I mean, no, we don't want to do that. Never mind. Not now. Not now. Here she is. Now, and this is what I think. All right, so McCartney's coming back, and she should be there. Just popped in. Now, there you are. We can hear you.
Okay.
But here. Now, let me guess. Did your phone go dead?
It cut off. I think it got so hot.
Oh, no.
Let me see if this camera will work. I'm so sorry. I don't know.
Why are you sorry for it? It happens. You know what? Do you know what the name of the podcast is?
Skip Happens.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well,
True.
It happened. It happened. No, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. It's all
Sorry.
good. Well, no. You're still there. I mean, you're there, but we don't see you. But that's okay. You know what? If somebody wanted to get a hold of your music, McCartney, where can they go? Are you on socials? If so, what? And how can we download some of your music? You got 2 ships. I think we need to go out and support you, and everybody needs to get that as well. How can we do that?
You can find me at McCartney Reinhart on Apple Music, Spotify, any of that, and then just McCartney Reinhart Music on Instagram, and my name also on TikTok.
Cool. How often do you do little TikTok thingies?
I usually post once or twice a day. So
Cool.
I try to stay pretty
I don't.
active with it.
I should. Well, you have to. McCartney, think of it this way. Look at all the artists that have really, put the groundwork down because of social media. Look what it did for them.
Yes.
And it's just amazing. I mean, Kane Brown and, man, I can go on and on. There's just so many artists have done that. Bailey Zimmerman, just Sam Barber. I can go on and on. It's just amazing.
Yeah,
amazing.
definitely.
It's amazing. You know what? I don't think we're going to get the camera. I just want to say thank you.
I'm so sorry. I don't know why the camera won't work.
I don't know. Maybe I broke it.
I think my phone overheated. It's so hot here, but
Really? Put it on ice. I don't know. But I do want to say thank you. It's so good to talk to you. 2 Ships being the new single. What about an EP or any word on an album yet or anything like that?
So I'm hoping to get an EP out next year. I've kind of thought about it, so I'm not sure yet, but I'm thinking that'll be in the future soon. But yeah,
awesome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, and real quickly, any news on a radio tour? Have you been able to get out and visit stations or anything like that?
I'm actually going to the Bull in Augusta, Georgia tomorrow.
Very cool.
So yeah. So I'm doing that for Backyard Country, but that's the only one I have scheduled, like set in stone right now. But
that's a good
I'm
start,
hoping
girl.
to have more.
Yeah.
So,
well, you know what? I'm so proud of you. I'm so glad that you reached out to get you back on Skip Happens. My door is open, and you're welcome anytime. Anybody is welcome.
Thank you so
anytime.
much.
No, thank you, because it's great artists like you that make my job really easy. Number 1, you're a great interview. Number 2, your music on the air, and it's going to sound awesome.
Oh, thank you so much.
Just, it's going in the right direction. So, you make my job easy. I'm just saying.
Thank you so much.
Awesome.
I always enjoy being on this. So thank you.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun. We have a lot of
Yeah.
fun. So, McCartney, I just want to say thank you for joining us. We're going to say goodbye to all our viewers and listeners, and I want you to stay right there, though, okay?
Sounds good.
So, all right, everybody. Another edition of Skip Happens. It's in the books. And if you would subscribe, if you go to YouTube, search Skip Happens, subscribe, just click it. Dink. That's all you got to do. And, it'll help me out a lot, too, as we take the podcast to a new level. And we got a lot of good stuff coming down. We're going to get you updated on that very soon. And yes, we are going to the next level. So anyways, thanks for watching, everybody. My name's Skip Clark. Have a pleasant evening. It's Skip Happens. Remember that. Thank you. And we'll see you next week.